146 battles. Am I missing any?
Shit, maybe. Sound like, I don't know. I feel like it's like 180, but you know, man, I'll take the 146.
Damn, 200 is crazy. Listen, you really a legend in this game. You've done so much for the culture. We've been watching you for decades now. You really, you're a living legend, which is that's even better because we can see you and we can be inspired by you while and give you your flowers while you're still here. So I'm gonna jump right into this. I know you got a million battles, but I'm gonna start with the battles that I seen. My very first DNA battle was you versus E Ness. Do you remember that battle?
Of course, how could I forget it? Yeah, I remember that.
They was counting you out before the battle when it got announced before it happened, but that was one of your most dominant performances. What do you remember from that battle?
So what I feel like a lot of people don't know in that battle was like originally, right? A lot of people know that Harry, everybody knows Harry was a big sponsor, whatever that
Shout out
I
Harry.
brought. Yeah, shout out to my guy Harry. They know that I brought Harry to the table, but they don't know that I brought the sponsor for Summer Madness 2 to the table. So originally I was never supposed to battle E Ness. I was supposed to battle Lux. Supposed to battle Lux.
What?
I said this somewhere before. This is documented somewhere before, but it hasn't never been, like like it wasn't a thing. I think I said it like in one interview and somebody else might have brought it up to Lux, but it wasn't really a thing. But yeah, originally Summer Madness 2, I was supposed to battle Lux. And then Lux said no, but his reason of saying no then was because he was like, yo, DNA's more than a formidable opponent. I think you could watch the Vlad TV interview where he breaks it down. That's where he talked about it at. But he was like, yo, I got something so special for Calico that it can only go for Calico. And I mean, obviously we know what that is now.
Oh yeah, that's
So
crazy.
so that didn't happen. Then originally I was supposed to battle Sirius Jones after that, and we were supposed to do a battle judge for 10K with judges. So that was my second option for Summer Madness too. And then me and Sirius Jones couldn't agree on the judges.
That's crazy.
So then we didn't battle. Then him and Clips wound up getting lined up. And then I was supposed to battle Jin. But Jin, they offered Jin to me, but Jin wasn't battling at the time. So it was E Ness, and then after that, it was Return of the Legend. So it was like, who the fuck is DNA gonna battle? You know what I mean? Because now the card is matched up. Lux got Cal, Mook got Iron Solomon, Clips got Sirius Jones, and then Beasley had called me one day and was like, "Yo, how you feel about E Ness?" And I'm like, shit, that nigga. At that time, that was my biggest battle. So I'm like, hell yeah,
That's
I'll battle E
crazy.
Ness. And
That's crazy.
yeah, matter of fact, I said it at the beginning. As getting to the next quick bar, if you hear me breaking down the bars, I was saying the same story I'm telling you right now. So that's how they know, like, it's no cap in my rap. Like that's 12 years ago. But my first 8 bars leading up to I'm gonna get rid of Ness quick is that. So yeah, when we get into the actual battle though, that to me, to this day, everybody else got their favorite events. To me, that's the best event I attended and the best event I performed on. Summer Madness 2 is the greatest battle rap event, period, if you
I
ask me.
agree. I agree 100%.
And
That's so crazy.
yeah,
But the fact that you and Lux still ain't battle since then is
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I was 21 at that time, so that shit was like mind blowing, bro. To see that many people, and I had like a crazy ass performance that round one when I got all the legends out of there. They going crazy. Diddy, Lloyd Banks, King Los, Q-Tip, Busta Rhymes. They all in the balcony. Yeah, that was an epic moment, man. And what's crazy is I didn't think I was gonna smoke Ness like that. So
But you
how it
did
went,
though.
yeah, how it went, it was like, oh my goodness, because I didn't really think like I thought we was gonna have a good battle. So that shit was like that was like a defining moment. That was crazy for me.
100%. All right, that's incredible. All right, so the next battle I got to talk about is you and Dizaster. That's one of the most competitive. It just to me was like the hunger. You could just tell both of y'all wanted to win. What do you remember from that? And you remember how high the stakes were for that battle?
Man, yo, bro, listen, bro. So originally I was supposed to battle Disaster in Cali. And um we had we wound up in getting into like a real argument at the time or whatever. I think I'm like 18 or 19, so it winds up going left to the point that we really think like shit is gonna happen. So all my people, money that I got now or whatever. So I'm not flying nobody out with me. I gotta just take, I gotta go by myself. And all
That's
my people was like,
crazy.
they like, why the fuck would you be going over there? Like he's threatening you. He was with active and all that. On my side was like, nigga, don't go out there. Like it's a dummy mission. So I dubbed it. And Dizaster was mad and he was like, yo, what you call him? Like, I'll never battle DNA again. I'll never battle him again. He messed up the culture, da da da. You know how Dizaster get when he don't like something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that shit that he was going off. So fast forward a couple months later, we still arguing on Twitter. Organic jumps in and he was like, yo, if y'all want to do the battle on my league, I'll make it worth your while. And what people don't know is I was offered triple the money to battle Dizaster on URL, and I turned it down because I was like, it was a lose-lose for me. If I beat Dizaster on URL, that's what I'm supposed to do. But if Dizaster comes all the way from grind time and beats me on URL, I look crazy. So I'm like, that's not the move. So I told Organic, let's do it on King of the Dot. And Charlie Clips was like, yo, bro, if you do what you're supposed to do in the battle with Dizaster, this is gonna be the biggest battle of your career. Like that nigga really was on some Nostradamus shit, calling it.
That's a
And I,
fact.
and I ain't see it. I'm like, you really think so? He's like, yeah, y'all niggas do the same thing. Y'all both got an attitude problem. Y'all both know how to freestyle. Y'all both angry, aggression. Like this shit is gonna be one of the greatest battles in battle rap. I'm like, wow, this nigga. I wound up being that way. So now when the battle gets locked in, I'm overthinking this shit like a motherfucker. So I can't come up with nothing. It's literally 2 days before the battle, and I only got a round.
DNA,
So then I
stop
come
it. You had one round 2 days before the
two
battle?
days before the battle, bro, and then I fall asleep. Right, I fall asleep. I wake up the next day. So mind you, I'm gonna give y'all this part, and then but I gotta go into detail because that's what makes the story epic. But I had to expedite my passport last minute, and at this time, Organic was paying me 1,500. We wasn't getting that much money in battle rap, so like to get the passport expedited was 750. So half of my money is gone
That's
because I
crazy.
just because I waited the last minute to do the shit. So now I get the passport. I got around, wild tired. Wake up the next morning. It's the day of the battle. I'm stressed out, nervous, because this nigga's a demon. I think I'm gonna get cooked clearly with one round in the battles tomorrow. And I'm taking a train at this time. And I had to take my flight from Jersey. I want to taking the A train all the way to Dykeman, fell asleep on the train, missed my flight.
Oh my God.
So now I gotta go back into my money, which like I said is 750, 250 more to get a new flight. Now I only got 500. I wound up getting to the shit at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I get there at that time. I only got one round. Still cooking up the other round. Day of the battle, I only got two rounds. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to win this battle? So I'm terrified, bro. I'm going over these two rounds. I get there, and then this is my first time being in Canada. And when I'm outside, they go, yeah, DNA, Drake pulled up. So I'm like, Drake pulled up. I'm like, yo, I guess this is where everybody, in Canada does when they see, a limousine or some shit. I'm like, Drake ain't coming to the battle. But mind you, organic told me previously he was gonna make it worth my while. Next thing you know, I walk in there, Drake is standing there smiling with Dizaster and Organic.
Oh my
So I'm like,
God. You
what
felt like it was a setup? You was lying?
for sure, bro? He's laughing with Dizaster. And when he see me, he just give me a little head nod. So I'm like, so then they like, yo, Drake got 5,000 for the winner.
Oh my God. And you down to
He got
your last 500 from the
yeah,
deposit.
yeah, yeah, from the deposit, right? So Drake like, do you want to put the bread up? I mean, are you cool with it being judged? I'm like, yo, after I just seen y'all, hell no, that's your man. So I decline it.
That's crazy.
So now the battle starts, and Dizaster has that magnificent first round against me that was so godly that I'm even more terrified because I'm like, I'm about to get cooked in front of Drake. This is crazy. And then I wound up going in my round, and they was fucking with me a little bit. And once I caught that headlines rebuttal, then after that, I just started cruising. And then the rest is history. Then Drake wound up giving us both, I think, like 3 or 4 bands each, and there you go. That's one of the greatest battles people ever watched.
110%. And that's so crazy that was happening. I'm gonna ask you about that prepping thing later on because I
Okay.
heard that you're a prep master, but we're gonna get to that later on. So after DNA and Dizaster, now the next time I seen you was you and Ars in the UK. Ars had introduced me to the UK scene with his battle against Shotty Horror, and then I seen you and Ars out there. Do you remember that battle? And what can you
Yeah,
tell us
yeah.
from that battle?
Man, shit. Yo. So one thing I will tell you at this time, bro, I couldn't get a battle with nobody that was legit, and they used to, blame it on. Like, I think that's the biggest misconception of me in battle rap. If you ask niggas in the locker room, everybody will tell you how dangerous DNA is, or DNA is not a nigga you should play with. But when that camera comes on, the defense mechanism to get out of battle to me is, well, what does a DNA battle do for you? Or DNA's corny. So that's always the
No, that's
that
crazy.
not real shit though. That's always been a stigma because it's easy and people will buy into it. Like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you kind of right. Like, one has nothing to do with the other. Like, and we just going off of accolades, skill set, what I do in the ring. I should be able to battle anybody. But even more so when I was younger, that's what they used to go with. So me and Ars never really could get lined up in the States. So wound up this is at the peak of Don't Flop. He offered a crazy bag. And yeah, Ars wound up saying yeah, and then I said yeah. But I'm happy that that battle happened in the UK because I just feel like at that time, like it wouldn't have been as good as it was in America. So yeah, we went over there and they loved Arsenal over there. And they loved me. So that's why I was that. But I feel like that battle wound up being a classic.
110%. And it was
Yeah.
so well received, and the crowd was on point. Like
Yeah.
the energy, the vibe. It was, man, that's one of those. All right. So
Mhm.
after that, DNA versus Ill Will. Talk
Oh
about
man.
it. Talk about it.
Yo, so at this time, I'm gambling heavy. So, I don't feel like I was performing the way I needed to be in the culture because, gambling was taking a hold of of my mind at the time. So I kind of was having like bad performances. I was going in there freestyle. I was doing whatever. But I'm self-aware. So I'm realizing like, yo, like I look crazy. And then this is the first ever era of new guys other than like my class. So this is Ty Law, Prez Mafia, Mr. Wavy, Ill Will, Snow, T Top, Briz, Saga, Dot, Chess. This is all that wave right here. And
Killers.
killers. And yeah, me and Smack got a good relationship. So Smack was always like, you know, I was his little brother. So he's always keeping 100, nigga. You look crazy out here, man. Niggas saying you falling off, man. Now,
He told
man,
you
now
that?
look, yeah,
That's crazy.
like that's the thing with me though. I don't want nobody around me that's not gonna keep it real. Like that's
Nah,
not how
it's
you stay
official.
sharp in the game.
Of course.
So you know what I mean. When he told me that, I'm like, I'm like I agree. I'm like, but nigga, you act like I fell off. Like nigga, I'm just not in the mode. But I'm like, all right, I got something. So I knew I had to get the momentum back. So I was just saying this on Direct's podcast, the one where he got with Rain and PC and all them when I was in Atlanta.
Salute to D-Rap.
I took Prez Mafia and Ill Will in 2 weeks' time. A lot of people don't have that documented. So I did that to show niggas I still got it. So I took Prez 2 weeks before Ill Will. So when I battled Prez, this the first time I start like switching rounds. And what people don't know is I beat both of them with 2 rounds too. Not something I'm proud of, it's just what happened. So when I get in there with Prez, I spent my first round. Our first round is kind of close. I don't have a a third round for him. No, I don't have a second. Yeah, I don't have a third round. So what I wound up doing is freestyling in the second, and then I wound up doing the my third, and I wound up beating them like that.
That's
So
crazy.
now I got Prez out the way, and then then Smack does the infamous Vlad TV interview. Like, there's no way DNA could beat Ill Will. Like
Wait,
either they
how did
want.
you feel when you heard that? What did like? How did that feel?
So that's after I battled Prez. And we both were sitting there doing the interview. And obviously I didn't know what he was about to say. And I was kind of a little shook for Ill Will because Ill Will was like, matchup wise, he was able to do more than Prez was with me. But the moment Smack said that, that's when the gear kicked in. I said, I'm gonna destroy him now. Cause it was never I don't to this day I love Ill Will. I think he's one of the greatest. I think he's one of super underrated. And at that time I didn't even know him. So it was never nothing with him. But when Smack said it, he made it personal to me. I was like, all right, I'm gonna kill him now.
I
So
took it personal on some Jordan shit. Let's go.
super took it personal. So I'm creating the material, and the day of the battle, that's when I came up with. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get smacked the fuck out of here. And if you realize, that's why I said the vodka shit wrong and all that, because I be freestyling, I get him the fuck out of here. So like, I don't write them. So I just said at the end, I'm going to say, get smacked the fuck out of here. But when I'm in the actual battle, my adrenaline's going, so I'm just rhyming whatever to get to that, because I'm like, you know what I mean? That's the main line.
Of
And I
course.
was shook. I was shook because I'm like, yo, at that time, I think I'm the first person that really dissed Smack
hundred
to
percent
that
on
magnitude
stage too, like so
on
bold.
stage on his platform. And you know, this is before, you know, now, nigga, that's how you get a reaction. You know,
hundred
so many
percent.
people, so many people come at URL. That's like the cool thing to do. So, you know, you'll get a standing ovation. But at this time, you know, nobody knew where the room was. Like nobody could read the room. So I'm like, either this shit is gonna go exceptionally well, or nigga, this is gonna turn a good round into a bad one. And yo, my nigga, the way that crowd erupted when I said it, I'm like, it's over, man. It's over. It's
Oh
over.
my God, that is one of the wildest moments in battle rap. I jumped up out of my seat. I was watching. I think it's a meme now. You when you write DNA battle rapper in the thing, that's one of the first memes that pop up. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Nah, that was legendary. All right, you did your thing. You did your thing. This next one, I'm just gonna ask you about this specific prop, but you can talk to me about the battle. You wore a bomb against your opponent. Salute the Rone. Rone, one of the greatest ever.
Yeah,
How did you come up with that? And what's the story behind the bomb?
the story behind the bomb. So, yo, if you hear all these stories, this how y'all know I'm being real with y'all. It's a lot of killers that I battled, so I'm nervous a lot. Like just because I know what I could do, when I'm thinking about who's on the other side, that shit is terrifying. So Rone at this time, he had beat Charles Hamilton, and he had beat a guy named Illegal on Grind Time, and he was like undefeated. You know, Grind Time was the first league with the records. So I was terrified. Rest in peace to PH. PH is why I did the battle. PH suggested me to do the battle. Then I told PH, like, I'm not, my confidence was shot. I'm like, nigga, I don't even want to battle Rome. And I dubbed it. And Cortez called me with like a big bro motivational speech. And that's what made me do the battle. And I was just like, yo, I gotta find a separation. Like he could rhyme good, I could rap good. What the fuck can I do to make people clearly say, yo, DNA won? And I was on a 2 battle losing streak. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna just say if I lose this one, I'm gonna blow this shit up. And rest in peace to my mom. My mom helped me make the bomb. The bomb was made of duct tape, 2 books, and ices. and
That's
my mom and my
crazy.
mom helped. I mean, I'm 18 years old. My mom helped me put the bomb together, put it all on me. And yo, what's crazy, bro, is you don't like now I'm 33. I would never do no shit like this again. Like I could have fucking got arrested on some terrorist shit. Bro, because you got to remember at all these battles, this Uber is not even around, and for cabs and shit, my money wasn't like that. Then I took the train with that bomb on. So if I get stopped by the cops, it's over. It's
So you
over.
had the outfit on as you making your way. If you got stopped, it would have been over for sure.
Good night, nigga. Good night. I got a bomb on in New York City
It's
on the
over.
train.
Oh
This is
my
seven. This
God.
is 7 years after 9/11.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
up
would.
out of
Oh,
there,
you would have
bro.
been under the jail,
I'm up
brother.
out of there, my nigga. Yeah, for sure, bro.
That's
For sure.
crazy.
Terrorist found. Young black male from Queens.
Claims he's a
Eric
battle
St.
rap. Yeah,
John
that's
claims
crazy.
he's a battle rapper. Tried to blow up the 7 line. Facts,
Oh, that's
nigga.
insane. All right, well,
Facts.
that was legendary, and salute to Rone. We do hope Rone get back in the ring, but that's to me
Yeah, salute the Rome, man.
one of the
Salute the
greatest
Rome.
ever. Okay, so this next one, I actually argue with niggas about this battle to this day, and Rock is a legend. God bless him.
Yeah.
But I feel like you won that battle, and I argued it passionately when it happened. Do you remember you and Tay Roc? The D Nanny. You remember all that?
Yeah, worst decision I made, man. And the
Explain
reason
that.
Yo, so like it's good to tell the story now because it's all in hindsight. So this is another one of them situations where after I battled Ill Will, um, I was about to battle Mook. People don't know that. Like we was in talks of doing it and all that. They was talking about the money, figuring it out. Harry's in the picture now, so I'm about to get something dangerous. And I can't say why because I wasn't on the business side, so I don't know why it didn't happen. But long story short, it didn't happen. And
That's
if you know
crazy.
the climate of battle rap at this time, I'm like one of the hottest because of that shit I did with Ill Will. And I know now, all praise to Tay Roc, man. That nigga, listen, man, I got nothing but respect. That's my guy. But Rock could tell you at this time, I'm giving Rock the shot.
Mm.
Tay Roc, it sounds crazy to hear now. I know
Nah,
it's a lot
keep
of
it
these
tall. Keep
DNA.
it tall.
You
That's
feel me?
that's
But
what it
I'm
was.
keeping it 100. Rock can tell y'all this. So it's like, at this time Rock is coming off of the rematch with Clips, and he did his numbers in there, and he dissed me in there with DNA and get it second, like it's hereditary. So I'm giving Rock the shot at this time, and my motivation just wasn't really like in the mode to battle rock. Like I was just on some high off the ill will. Like clearly, if I get Mook after ill will, that's gonna send me. You know, I'm not even talking about terms of popularity. I'm just talking about motivation to write. Like me battling Tay Roc now, the motivation is in itself. That nigga is the logo of battle rap. But I'm saying at this time, I'm just like, I already gave a shot. I already battled Prez and Ill Will. I wasn't really looking to do that again. But nonetheless, I don't make excuses. So two things happened. They offered me at that time a dangerous, amount of money. So I'm like, Tay Roc it is, ladies and gentlemen. So that's reason one. And reason two, where I feel like I went wrong in the battle was I let all the people that wasn't in the building with ill will get in my head. Cause people don't know. For all the people that's in the live right now, y'all understand. Cause I see a lot of faces in here. Y'all go to live events, so y'all understand what works in the live room, opposed to somebody watching it on camera. That's like, I don't get why the fuck they reacting to that. That's regular. But if you in that building, you understand why certain shit hits. And at this time, I'm like, I'm becoming DNA into the point of like where I'm still not, letting people influence me. So when all the comments is like DNA's wild regular, like all these bars is, mediocre and all that. Even me when I was doing the 4 bar setups, that's where the game was at the time. Like when you get in the big room, 1, 2, 3, they react on the 4. That's just how their mind is trained. So
100.
I was in the mode of proving myself. So I'm like, watch this shit that I write for Tay Roc. I'm gonna show him that I could really write. And my material is light years better versus Tay Roc than it is with Ill Will, but the material I have for Tay Roc is not for a big room. So
Damn.
to me, I would say I lost the battle just because I got psyched out of doing what I do. If I went and battled Tay Roc like how I battled Ill Will, you'll be looking at a whole different battle. But I went in there getting influence when I already knew the recipe to it. Like I already knew, like
Damn.
that's why a lot of people would be like, DNA's writing improved during COVID in a small room. It's not that it improved. I just know what the fuck I'm doing. I know when I've got 2,000 people, this whole intricate shit where the first bar connects to the fourth, they not really catching it. These people been on their feet for 6 hours. They drunk, they high, they want that shit that they get automatically go crazy to. So, that was one of them times where I tried something new. That shit ain't work for me. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. This next one, legendary battle. One thing I remember C's and Wyclef being in the front row of this one.
Mm.
You versus K. Sean, Professor Sean. Do you
Nah,
remember
man.
that battle? And give us what you remember from that battle.
Death. Death. That's what I remember, man. I remember taking an ass whipping, man. That's what I
Oh,
remember.
chill.
But nah, real shit though, real shit though. I like I don't know how other battle rappers feel, but I don't want to lose, but I'm not mad when I lose because I don't feel like I lose. I learned. I learned a lot in that battle. That was another battle where I didn't do shit that I was supposed to do. Like, so the backstory on that is originally that battle was supposed to go down at Webster Hall. Um,
Okay, okay.
and it's another situation. I didn't want to do the battle with Sean. Like me and Sean had a rivalry like 2010, and we would have battled then. I think I would have been able to, do that. And if y'all keep hearing this story, this is the most benefit thing I could tell all battle rappers now, just people in life. Like, don't ever do anything for the money because you'll sit back and realize, like, sometimes it'll work out for you, but sometimes you'll be like, damn, I did that for that, and that's the result. So, but I didn't have an option at this time because I'm young. This is it. If I, what I mean, I grew up, I wasn't no gangster or nothing, but I grew up in the neighborhood. So it's do this or it's other options and shit that I don't want to do. So I'm a rap to get paid for it. Fuck it, it's my job.
I
But
respect it.
they offered me mad money for Sean because I turned it down at first. And when I say mad money, I'm saying at that time. So I wound up saying yeah because it made sense to my pockets. So I said, all right, bet, let's do it. And when we there, the battle's supposed to go down at Webster Hall. This is the time that URL is at the peak. So URL don't even know how many people is gonna actually pull up to the event. And the event winds up getting shut down. Like the neighbors call um I forgot y'all heard the story though before. Like basically they called and said like it was too much going on and made complaints, so they shut the shit down. So
Hmm.
now me and Sean supposed to battle at the Gramercy, and you know I'm nervous because when I get there to the event, they like Sean got a board. Sean brought a prop for you, DNA. So that's mind altering to a battle rap. I'm like, what the fuck does this nigga have on the board? So when they asked me and him, do we want to reschedule? He want to reschedule long behold because he don't got that shit mastered. So I actually should have said yes because he might have messed up that day or fucking not delivered it right. I'm saying no because I'm like, I don't want to battle this nigga because I don't know what the fuck is on the board. Like this is regrouping time. So we both say no. I wound up speaking to Clips about it, and Clips like he had a board. I'm like, yeah. And this nigga Clips like literally when y'all hear me tell these stories, this is the credit of how much of a goat this nigga is, not just battling, but like predicting shit. This nigga literally said what was on the board. He said, "Yo, he's probably trying to break down DNA." And then we
That's
bo-
crazy.
and then we both looked at each other, and then we was like, "Nah," but we had it. So so that time this battle supposed to go down in when was this? When was this? This battle was supposed to go down, I think, in December. It was December. It's called Armageddon. Me and Sean don't wind up rescheduling until March 9th, the day Biggie died. And
Mm.
now when we reschedule, I'm trying to find something that combats the prop. So the original plan was um I'm gonna rhyme on a Biggie beat and just do like a Biggie scheme and rhyme on beat. Be the first one on a URL battle to rhyme on beat. This is my idea to make it go right. The day of the battle, they tell me DNA you can't do that because of monetization. So that's why when you hear me rhyming on beat, the shit is all discombobulated because I didn't even have the rhyme to that beat. Not saying it would have beat Sean shit. I'm just saying that's the challenges that I'm facing. So
That's just the
now
situation, right? Right.
yeah, so now I'm just like, fuck, damn. I got a rhyme on a beat that I didn't even hear. They provided me with it. So it's kind of like off and all that. But when we get in the battle, at first, like, it turns into like, and that's the thing too. I want to tell people too, when you watch battles, sometimes battles could be judged by rounds, but certain moves happen that turn the battle to a 30. So when we initially battling, I beat him round one. Like if we just going lyric for lyric, bar for bar, that's when I said, whatever, how you a dot that can't finish a sentence, and I hook on a dot like a question mark. Like I had a lot of crazy bars in that first round. I beat him. So in my mind, I'm like, nigga, this the shit I was scared of. Like this shit is light. I'm being honest. Second round, he was going, and the second round was cool, but then that's when he got the I got the conscious of Drago.
Give him
Um,
that macho camacho.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
If he
and
dies, he dies.
Das.
Ah!
Yeah. So after that, I'm like, it's 1-1. Cause that shit took the round. That was a haymaker. And then you got Professor Sean, bro. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, Professor Sean, like, yeah, if I'm a battle rap fan after that, I'm calling it 3-0. Cause I beat him the first round. I didn't slaughter him the first round.
Nah, but you
He's
edged the first. I remember that.
yeah. I feel like I edged the first, but he cooked me in the third. So, and he got the second. So now, that's just how it goes. It turns to a 30. So
One
as
hundred
he's
percent.
going, here's another mistake I made. Rookie mistake. That's how you get it later with twerk. Clips gets the board from Rex. Rex ain't on point. Clips like, yo, man, that shit Sean did is crazy. Yo, Rex, let me see it. So Clips got the board. If I just stay cool, I get to what? So let me just give y'all a rundown, right? When y'all watch DNA and Kayshawn versus Twerk and Suge, and you see how we get the board, imagine that happening 6 years ago when I battled Kayshawn. So it was like a full
Mm,
circle moment. We wound up getting the board when Twerk tried to recreate Professor Sean, and y'all remember me and Sean rebutted the board. That was the original plan with Sean.
crazy.
So when Rex gets the board, when Rex gives Clips the board, I jump out the window so excited that I could, what I mean, cook it up. I'm like, yeah, let me see that. And then that's when it clicked to Rex. This nigga's a freestyler, nigga. Hell no. And he snatches it back. So that was like my only shot getting out of it. Other than that, what I mean, one of the greatest rounds I got hit with ever. Probably I think that is the illest round somebody ever spit against me.
I say for sure. Another good round that somebody had. Um, and he doesn't get a lot of props in this era. And I don't know why, because I think he's definitely one of the pioneers of vet for sure. DNA versus X Factor. You remember that
Mhm.
battle?
Oh yeah, that priority shit was insane.
Priorities. That's set the yo. That's
Yeah,
legendary. What
yeah.
What can you tell me about that battle? Do you
Oh
watch
no.
that? Do you go back and watch that and laugh, or like, is there any
Yeah, no, no,
history there?
no. X Factor was the first person that made me say I need to get a tooth, man. I thought the tooth shit was cool. I ain't gonna hold you. X Factor made me grow up, man.
That's so
DNA, get your
funny.
priorities in order, man. Y'all don't
So,
fucking $200 Jordans with a gap in your mouth. Get a tooth in your mouth, man. That nigga's the first nigga that made me say, you know what, man, this Mr. Two shit might not be it. But no, that round was fire because it was different. Nobody took that approach. Everybody's approach was just, oh, you got a hole in your mouth. Oh, you got a gap. Oh, somebody knocked your tooth out. It was more so like he put it in a different way. So I respected it. I mean, X don't really pop out nowadays though. And I feel like X Factor is like a prime example of somebody that they stayed away from the culture so much and they don't come back enough to adjust. Like people don't
yeah,
understand that, bro.
it's a fact.
That leaving the game and coming back, I don't care how good you are, you gotta adjust. You gotta start watching battles more. You gotta start. It's like a nigga that ain't been outside in a minute. I don't care how fly you was with dressing. If you're not in tune with what's going on, my nigga, you gonna look crazy. So I feel like if X really devoted, but I don't even think that's his goal no more. But if he devoted like like a year to really figuring the shit out on how it works now, I think I think he would still be dangerous. But yeah, that round was fire. That round was
I
crazy.
agree. I agree. One of the battlers that when you're becoming a battle rap fan, you watch a certain battler and you go look up a lot of his battles, and then you get introduced to other battlers. DNA versus Chef Trez introduced me to Chef Trez. Do you remember how competitive that battle was?
Oh yeah, that nigga's one of the greatest, man. It's only a few people that I would ever give credit to that could freestyle on my level. He's one of them, and the reason why I love him, and I can say that because I love what he brought to the game is like you been had the Hollow, the Dons, the DNAs, the Iron Solomons, the Charlie Clips, the Big Cannons freestyling, but nobody ever claimed to put a slow like a stamp on it. Like you think of multiple rebuttals now because of Chef Trez. Like nigga, I'm gonna give you three of them things. So that I don't know how it happened, but he has it. You got to give him his credit for it because he's the inventor of that. Like that's ill. Like we got a whole bunch of niggas here freestyling, and this nigga said, "I'm gonna coin, yo. Once I do three, it's over." So yeah, he's definitely goaded for that. That's one of my most competitive battles.
100%. That's one of my favorites, like back and forth wise, and to be introduced to somebody new. There was a rebrand that happened with DNA. There's two
Mhm.
battles that happened post rebrand I want to talk about, but I want to ask you what inspired the rebrand. And the battles I'm gonna talk about is Real Sick and A Verb. But what inspired the rebrand? No more Gumball DNA. You like it was just a shift. And like I think one thing that makes somebody great is being able to reinvent themselves and draw an even bigger crowd. So what do you remember from that rebrand? What inspired it?
What inspired the rebrand was really COVID. When COVID happened, I feel like me, I like to check off. Like I said about being self-aware. The reason why I feel like I've been able to have a sustainable career in battle rap and a sustainable career outside of battle rap is just because I read the room. I never got caught up in the DNA hype. I never felt like I'm the shit. And there's times that I feel like I should have, because people play with my name and shit. But the main thing was like, yo, what haven't like I don't want to battle to battle. What the fuck hasn't DNA done in his battle career? And my main thing was I never really showed niggas I had a pen. Like I showed niggas I could perform. I showed them I could freestyle. I showed them I know how to win battles. Um, showed them I could punch, scheme, all of that. But I haven't really utilized the pen. And I had one, and I knew I had one, and I'm just like, all right. And then my whole thing was like, what better way to do it was I could do two things in once. They always are saying I'm not believable, and they saying I don't have a pen. Let's just erase both. Like now I don't gotta talk about guns and I can use my pen and be way more creative. And this is the perfect time to do it because I don't gotta try to fight with a crowd to do it. There is none. So it was like a win-win for me. And I was like, and now this is obviously my longest break I ever took away from battle rap. But at that time, it was my longest one currently. I think I stopped battling for like 6 months. So yeah,
Damn.
I was like, let me come back with some new shit.
That's incredible. You know, one thing you mastered, and I know you battle Geechee live, of course, and but battling him on the award show, you I think are the best battler at understanding. Like recently, we got URL on Netflix. You're one of
Yeah,
the best battlers that understands how to entertain a non-battle rap crowd. How did you
yeah.
learn to do that? To understand the separation and to draw people in still.
I mean, I just learned that from doing it at a young age. You got to remember, I'm doing the Red Bull challenges at 18. You know what I mean? So
Mm,
I'm understanding like, okay, this audience is not that familiar with what we do. How do you reel them in? It's anything. If I'm trying to get you to buy a product, and you don't understand all the ins and outs and the logistics of the product, it's gonna be hard to sell it to you. Like I gotta do something to reel you in. Okay, you know about that. That's it's like a pitch. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna give you these bars, and then after that, you're like, damn, that shit was kind of cool. Let me see what this is really about. Opposed to, we battle like how we really battle, and niggas is sitting there like, what the fuck is he? What is this? So I just learned, it's science. Like I feel like the easiest thing to do is rap. That doesn't make people great. What makes you great is when you read the room that you in, you understand the assignment. That's why I feel like I was always such a great battle rapper, because I understood the assignment. And even people watching it may not like, damn, I don't think he was bar heavy this battle, because that's not what the assignment was. Like every time I battle, it's a different assignment. Like in terms of winning, in my opinion, anyway.
That's fact. That's super facts. I want to shift gears here. It's a two-part question. Um, I'm about to work with this lady soon, so God bless her. Salute. But you battled Viixen. I want you to tell me what you remember from your battle with Viixen, and then I want you to give me your Mount Rushmore for female battle rap.
Okay. The battle with Vixen. So this people credit No Gun Bar DNA starting with Lou Castro, but it started with Vixen. But I didn't announce it. So that's like this is why I say I'm learning on the fly. Like as great as a battle rapper as I am, I was still always learning. So with Vixen, one, it was a bad comeback battle because, right, if I'm coming back to something, it should only be about my comeback. We shouldn't have two comebacks. We shouldn't have somebody that people don't are not familiar with, because now that fucks up what I'm doing. This is what I learned. So I'm coming back to battle rap, but now I'm battling somebody that people never heard of. So the expectation level for me is through the roof. DNA is supposed to destroy her. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm supposed to destroy her. So when I get into the battle, I know how good she is because I watch battle rap, but nobody else does. So on the polls, it's like 93-7. So I'm like, all I could do at this point is bank on her not being good, because if she's good, I lose the battle. No matter how you want to call it, that's just how it goes when you're an underdog. LeBron James, Jordan, uh, Harden, KD, Steph Curry, they battle somebody off the street, they could throw up 30. If that person got 28, who the fuck is this that put 28 points on Steph Curry or LeBron or anybody else? So
That's a
that's
fact.
what happened in the battle. She went ballistic. You know what I mean? That's still her best performance to this day. And I do feel like when you watch it back, I won if you go off a bar aspect, but if you go off a shock value, I totally get how they got it. Like they even replayed it on caffeine when the COVID thing happened. When somebody caught COVID between Kings versus Queens too, and they had to replay the battles. And when they replayed it, I won on the votes then. But it's definitely a closer battle than people think. But I definitely understand why people think she won. But my second round versus her, that's still one of my favorite rounds that I ever, put out there.
All right, now tell me about your female Mount Rushmore.
We doing female Mount Rushmore, right? So that's we talking about the beginning to now.
It's four people.
Four people. You gotta
That's
put
it.
you gotta put Jazz the rapper on there.
Okay,
You gotta put Miss Hustle on there.
we in agreement so far.
You gotta put shit.
It get tricky. It
Yeah,
get
that's where it gets
tricky.
up. Hustle and Jazz is locked in.
No matter what.
Um, and we talking about from the beginning. You gotta put 40 on there, man.
Mm.
I know she ain't, consistency, but we just talking about when I'm thinking Mount Rushmore, I'm thinking pioneers. 40 is, you know, the 40 is the epitome of penning in female battle rap.
Talk about it.
Feel me?
We in
Yeah, so
agreement so far. This is it.
yeah,
It all comes
so
down to this.
and if we going four, right? This how y'all know I'm not, just cooking it up. I'm really taking my time thinking of it. Four,
Hold on, hold on,
um,
hold on. Before you say the last one, this is it. You got a
yeah,
lot of options. You got QB, you got E Hart, you got official. It's a lot of people. Couture, it's a lot
yeah,
of people you could pick
yeah.
from.
I
So
got it. I
choose
got it.
wisely. All right.
I'm going with official.
We got the exact same Mount Rushmore. Why
Nah, you know
official?
what? Like, all right, so we talking about like we talking about pioneer, first to do it. You know what I mean? Setting the tone. The reason why women are able to do it now and still on a high level, you going with Miss Hustle. Like she's the reason there is female battle rap, like the epitome of it. And we just talking around biggest star. Like, well, her and Jazz go back and forth, but I already gave Hustle her flowers. But if we just talking about most marketable, all around battle rapper, you know what I mean? Like I said, checks off all them boxes, can do everything, do it well, even show they could battle, consistency. When people said that they only used to battle a couple times, you got Jazz. If you talking about the pen, the one that made people actually say these fucking females can write like guys, 40. And if you going punching, changing the landscape of like they can really go in there and bang with guys and got aggression matching the punches, it's official. Yeah, that's my four.
Whew, salute. We got the exact same Mount. Okay, Mount Rushmore. All
Yeah.
right. So I'm gonna switch gears here. Um, God bless the dead. I know you battled Pat Stay, but I would like to ask you, what's your favorite memory with Pat Stay?
Man, my favorite memory of Pat Stay is just hanging out with him, bro. If you ever hung out with Pat Stay, man, that guy was 6'6". You felt like he was a lighthearted giant, man. That guy make everything a joke, just lighten the mood. Never seen bothered, worried, upset. Just a happy guy, man. So like just being around him was like my best moment. Because it was like you could see somebody, like you really find people that's genuinely happy. Like he just was happy, bro. He was just a happy guy. Like every time you seen him, he was never, down. I never even really heard him argue or raise his voice except when he was on stage. So
That's
that's like,
fire.
and that's from what I know from him. So yeah, that's just being around him because we was on a lot of cards together. So I interacted with him with a lot, a lot.
That's fire. That's fire. All right. So outside of battle rapping, brother, you've done some amazing things.
Yeah,
One of the key, most amazing things is the power recaps.
yeah.
How did that even come about? And talk to us about your musical ambitions in general.
So um back in 2018, I I was doing a bunch of features. Like that's how I was making all my outside money then from battling. I was doing feature tapes where I was literally giving up and coming artists a chance. Like they pay a certain fee and I get on the song with them. I was really doing them too. Like, they got the shit now, tag a artist, no not, but it's a little different. I was really doing it. So I was
Talk
really
about it.
no real shit. I was really meeting up with them, really doing the songs, really doing the videos, really providing the opportunity. So um it was one of the guys that I was doing it with, and I just felt like whatchamacallit, like, I wanted to promote it, but the music was subpar. So I'm like, what can I do where I could share this to my audience? Because you don't want to keep posting a feature that your audience isn't gonna like. And my girl was like, oh, you need like since he's, and it's cliche, she's like, oh, since he's white and you black, you need to do something with power. And then boom, instantly I was like, well, Ghost and Tommy, let's just start doing power recaps. And then that's initially how I started doing them. And when I started doing them, I started gaining traction from it. Like the battle rap audience was liking it. Then This Is 50 started picking it up. Then the actors started commenting on it. And then it was one week that I had did it when Ghost got shot. And then my guy Hardcore, he's like a big hand in, all this stuff transpiring. He was like, yo, just send me your part. And I sent it to him, and then he was like, "Yo, check Instagram in 10 minutes." Check the Instagram in 10 minutes. 50 posted my shit. Boom,
Crazy.
my shit is lit. I got like 10,000 followers off of it. Wow, people hitting me to do shit, movie. And then 50 kept posting them, posting them, posting them. And then I actually met 50, and then he told me, he was like, "Yo, I want you to work with the show." And but that
What?
nigga,
Queens get the money. Let's go.
yeah. But what's crazy is the spin on the story is he said that to me, but that nigga's busy as hell. And me, I'm just the type of person where like I don't want to. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to beg or I don't want to keep pressing somebody. Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So I ain't want to be that guy, asking for shit. So after he said it to me, he mentioned it, nothing came about from it because, he's moving busy. And after that, he was like, every time he was just still commenting and showing love. And then I wound up doing one of these recaps and he was like, and I was just looking through the people that follow that like BMF and stars and all them follow. And Rain was like, yo, like it's good that the actors is fucking with you. But what you need to do now is you need to find out who's in charge of the music over there. And I wound up finding a guy named Big Tank and I reached out to him and then he was like, yo, you got a publishing company, you got are you signed? I'm like, nah, bro, I do everything myself. He was like, bet I'm gonna call you. Picked up. He told me to send him music, and I sent it to him. He was fucking with it, and then this nigga sent me 100 beats. And this is when I'm on the no gun bar DNA run. I think this is right when I battle Hollow, Official. You know, I'm moving. Light work is going. So this is the peak of battle rap. This is the most money being made. So in my mind, I'm like, nigga, I'm not doing 100 songs. Like, nigga, I'm gonna do 100 songs for a what if when I could be, cooking up this shit for what I'm getting right now. So I did like five. And the nigga was like, you 95 short. So
That's
I'm 95 songs short. Like, what I look like doing 100 songs? And there's no guarantee they gonna go nowhere. So time fast forwards, and then I wound up doing like after I finished battling Official, and I think I had like some battles in the summer. I wound up sending like 20 songs, and the nigga, he's on bullshit. He like the deadline passed. I'm like, all right, got you. Well,
oh man.
so it's looking grim right now. So I'm like, yo, well, if you ever need anything, I'm here. And that was like September. Boom, October, I get a call one day randomly. Yo, DNA, this big tank. I'm like, I know I got you saved. Yo, check this out. I'm gonna put you in Raising Canaan. I'm like, Raising Canaan. He like,
Wow.
yeah, I'm gonna put you in there. Send me your picture. I said, all right, bet. Boom, call me right back. Yo, just so you know, it's a speaking role too. You're gonna be rapping.
Whew.
So, at this time, like this is what I was doing the recaps for to get on the show. So I'm like, yo, this is the epitome of what I wanted. So I'm hyped. I'm excited. I wound up going on set. I'm shooting it. I'm doing what I'm doing. And while we there, he he's going through songs that people were sent, as background music. And one of my songs comes on, but it's a drill song. And he like, oh shit, this song is fire. And I'm like, it's me. And he's like, word, this is you. I'm like, bet. He's like, yeah, I'm throwing it on force. And from that moment on, I got like over 100 songs on TV shows and movies now. So
Amazing.
word,
That's legendary.
word, like.
That's real
Like for
legendary.
those that watch Raising Canaan, that last season when Famous, that song 411 that he sings,
Hmm.
yeah, I wrote that.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so
You a
yeah, so I
living
so
legend, bro. I hope
so I
you
wound
know
up
that.
so I wound up getting 3 jobs out of there. I ghostwrite for the rappers that's on the show. My songs is in the background of the show, of the shows, and I be acting on them. So win-win. Three
Crazy.
out of three
Talk
and one. 3-1,
crazy.
bro.
Talk crazy. You a living legend, DNA.
Nah, appreciate that. Appreciate
I've
that.
been watching you for. I've been watching battle rap for 2 decades. I've been waiting for 15 years for you and Charlie to battle. I love what you're doing with the wrestling, and I want to get into that. But there was one time, I think it was like Total Slaughter. Y'all was in the house and y'all was freestyling, and I kept looking. I was like, "This might be the moment where they battle each other," but it didn't happen. I know that it'll never happen. Talk to us about the wrestling, unless you do think you might one day battle Clips.
Nah, I wouldn't battle Clips for real.
Okay,
What you talking about is not Total Slaughter. It was Nakaya. That was the king of the dot
that's
spots.
what it was. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
we was in his basement. Yeah,
Y'all was in
yeah,
the
yeah.
crib. You remember that?
Yeah, but that's the only time we would do it. Like I look at those like sparring, like the wrestling bars battle and the shit with Nakai. Like if we spar, hell yeah. Cause we really have done that before. But to really get up there, like I feel like, you know what I mean? Like it's a certain level of I don't fuck with you, even though it's not for real.
But
But
it
I
got to
gotta
be
not
there
fuck
for real.
I
Yeah.
gotta I gotta not fuck with you on a certain level because just my demeanor and certain things I'ma say. I don't wanna go after, yo, man. Nah, I really fuck with this nigga, man.
Nah,
So
you know
damn,
too
why did I
much
say that?
too.
Yeah,
Okay, I
exactly.
respect it. I respect it. But talk to us about the wrestling. I know you're very passionate about that. You've done tremendously in that in the wrestling world. Talk to us about how you got into all that.
Shit, it was just with my homie Warren and Z the Dropout. Like when I started managing him, we was just talking about wrestling one day, and they was tapped in, and I had kind of not fucked with wrestling for a while, just because I got older and shit. And then we just started comparing battle rappers to wrestlers, and that's what we thought to do the podcast. Like, yo, let's do a wrestling podcast, and in the process of that, then we started up the podcast. And then one day I was in Queens getting stuff for the podcast, like belts and action figures and just shit to make the podcast room look lit. And the owner of the wrestling store was a big battle rap fan. And me and Charlie Clips was his 2 favorite battle rappers. And he was like, DNA, you like wrestling? You buying all this stuff? I'm like, yeah, I just started a wrestling podcast. And he was like, yo, I be having wrestlers come to my store. Like whoever you want to interview, I'll get you an interview with him. I'm like, word? He's like, yeah. And then Ever since then, everybody he gets to the store, they come on the podcast. So that's kind of how I got started. And then after that, I was doing the first wrestling bar event with Clips, and then my man Warren again was like, "Yo, you need to watch NXT." And I was like, "NXT? That's like the proving grounds for like WWE." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Nigga, like what type of ill shit they got on there?" He's like, "Nah, it's fire." So I wound up watching it. I see the nigga Trick Williams wrestling, and I liked what he was doing in there. Like they had like some weird type of match, like a Survivor Iron Man match, where it's like Survivor Series rules and Iron Man, just for the people that know wrestling. So I went to go hit him up just to be like, "Yo, salute, bro! Like the shit you did in that match was fire." And I wound up seeing that he was already DMing me. Like, yo, DNA, I'm a big fan, bro. I see you about to battle Charlie Clips. I want to pull up. So
That's
that's how I wound up
amazing.
becoming cool with Trick. And then I was literally like, yo, it went to the ninth inning. Like when Trick wrestled Carmelo Hayes this year for WrestleMania at in Philly, I was like 2 seconds close from walking him out. And like
Oh
the
man,
business fell through at the last second. But we gonna make something like that happen in the future. But yeah, that was gonna be crazy.
that's legendary. You know, I used to
And I
watch wrestling when I was younger. But oh, what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say that's why I wound up instead. I bring him out at Wale Mania. That was fire too.
Crazy. I used to watch wrestling. I used to be super fan, and then I fell off with it. But I'm gonna whisper this next part because my girl downstairs. But watching Jada Parker has definitely made me want to get back into wrestling. So if you ever have a Jada Parker interview, you
This
know what I'm
nigga's
saying?
hilarious.
Just like if there's a Jada Parker interview, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull up and I'm gonna watch. With that said, I want to ask you a couple more questions, and when I'm out of here, you you and K Sean teamed up as 2-on-2 partners. I
Yeah.
did say that reinvigorated 2-on-2s, and y'all gave us some of the greatest 2-on-2s of all time. What was your favorite 2-on-2 that you ever did? And a lot of people don't know you actually teamed up with Cortez on Don't Flop, but that's neither here nor there. What's your
Yeah,
favorite
I
two
had
on
a lot
two?
of 2-on-2 partners. Hell yeah.
Facts.
But me and Sean, best 2-on-2 is me and him versus Geechee and Rum. That's when we had it. That's when
Ooh.
we had it all the way together. Everything.
What you remember from that? That's a classic.
That first round, rolling 60s, a break something, Derrick Rose, tongue out, Kobe, Euro step, Ginobili, and whatever, however it was. I mean, it was a
It
while
was
ago, but
wild. It
yeah.
was wild.
But yeah, that whole pocket, the way we was just in sync, that was godly. Like that's where we finally like we was putting on a master class at that point. We was two on beat. Like this,
110%.
yeah, it was
100%.
that one.
100%. What was the toughest one? What was one where y'all was like, damn, this niggas really got us out of here?
Come on, man. You know, gun titles, man.
Oh yeah, over Hitman and Verb.
Yeah. Hitman and Verve was tough, but we got up out of there. We didn't get up out of Yeezy and
Yeah,
Shumpert Yeezy.
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a
We didn't get
fact.
up out of that shit.
You've done so much for battle rap, bro. One of the biggest things I think you've done, among many things, is bring Harry to battle rap. How did that come together? How much can you speak on that? And what's your overall, as a sponsor myself, what could you impart on me to learn from that experience?
Um, I mean, me bringing Harry, that shit. Shout out to Don DeMarco. Don DeMarco was DJing in the clubs, and Harry was in the club, and they started talking about battle rap, and Harry was like, "DNA's my favorite battle rapper. I want to meet him. I want to get into battle rap." And,
Amazing.
and Don DeMarco plugged me, and then you know what I mean. Harry threw his first event on his own. He didn't really make no bread, and you know what I mean. Me just being genuine, I'm like, damn, I don't want this nigga dishing out all this bread, and we don't make nothing back. So I'm almost done. When we and we don't make nothing back, and I told him I'm like, yo, you should partner up with URL. And then they partnered up, and Harry brought a lot of you know what I mean, good insight to it because he was the guy that really is responsible for bringing pay-per-view to URL. And then once URL realized like how lucrative that was, them niggas they made history together. So yeah.
Damn. Okay, last two questions and we out of here. Number one, what do you think battle rap needs to do as a business to become more marketable and expand culturally?
Battle rappers got to read the room, man. Battle rappers just be thinking. Battle rappers, first of all, they undermine how popular they are, and then when they realize how popular they are, they forget who's watching them. So niggas that crash out and say all type of crazy shit, not knowing such and such is watching you, and that's why this battle rapper got the call to do this, and this is why you didn't because you just into the bullshit. But like, I feel like battle rap got to get away from the bullshit, man. Like this space that you conducting is ill, but I see a lot of other ones. Shit is trash, man. Like, and it's trash like for the sense that people don't understand that shit doesn't move the culture forward. Like that's another reason why I step back, because it's just like it's not, it's not progressing because it's so far removed from the actual skill set. You'll get 700 people to talk about who's sleeping with who, and then it'll be 70 when the battle drops. That's fire. Like, you know what I mean? It's that's to me, that's like one of the things that sets it back. And it was a time where it was reversed. It was more focused on who's actually winning, and if it was drama, it led to a battle. Like, it ain't nothing wrong with no drama. It ain't nothing wrong with arguing. It ain't nothing wrong with niggas getting busy on however way they do, but it gotta lead to a battle. It can't just be today is we air the tea on such and such, or we talk about this and we gossip about this, and that shit has nothing to do with nothing, cause it hurts in the long run. Like, and then niggas will wonder why, like, they just stuck in the realm of battle rap, or why battle rap is not, transcending the way it should. You gotta think the people that do this, not even including myself, nigga, all from the newest person in battle rap to the greats like me. Everybody, they all possess a special skill set that is like a unique talent that damn near nobody else can do on earth. That shit should be like the biggest thing going on if we talking about in terms of performing arts and music. So you got to really look at, why is it not? It's not because of all the other little intangibles and shit.
You 100% right. My final question to you, I'm gonna say this: whole reason that I sponsor battle rap, I was the avid fan for 20 years. I want to create fans the same way I became one. And watching my son watch the battles I sponsor and other battles, and watching him fall in love with battle rap is like gives everything purpose and meaning to me. Um, part of part of you being such a great and a legend that you are, I wonder, would you come back even once? There's new talent out here, and even one DNA battle could push that new generation forward. And the specific person I'm talking about is Yunus. Would you think Yunus could ever get to a point where he could earn a DNA battle, or it's a wrap?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a rap for me battling forever, because I don't know what the future holds. But yeah, it's definitely a rap right now. Like, currently, I just feel like and that's, what I mean, no knock the Eunice. Like, I just heard about what he did versus Rum Nitty. I gotta check it out. But
Please do.
even when I used to troll him though, I know he was special. He's special. Um, and I seen the clip, the joint with the fufu. That line is insane. So I know if I was able to come back, what I mean, I definitely would tune him up. But
Oh,
my
whoa,
work
whoa!
my work would be cut out for me. I mean, listen, I'm a competitor. I don't think nobody could beat me if I'm really doing it. But all joking aside, the reason why I don't engage in them conversations, because it's going to lead to doing it. So it's like I don't, talk about beating people or battling, because that's not what I'm interested in. And right now, I just feel like in just life, because I'll be more in tune with life. And, even though I don't go to church, I'm still a spiritual person. Like, my walk of life right now, I feel like I'm more impactful outside of the ring than in it. Like, the things that I'm doing, I'm still walking around carrying that I'm a battle rapper. So when I'm on power, it's not I'm saying DNA. No, DNA the battle rapper made it to power. DNA the battle rapper is, a successful streamer on TikTok. DNA the battle rapper got this going on with WWE, and all that type of stuff. So anything that I'm doing, I'm always including battle rap, which I feel like it sheds a light on it, because then there's so many people that watch it and want to know, like, well, damn, because it's these worlds that I enter in, they just like my skill set. They find out after, like, oh shit, oh no, he's popping, he's a battle rapper, and then they start researching me, and I'm sure others. So it's more like an ambassador liaison role that I carry now than actually doing it. And I did it for so long that it's like, you know I already put that groundwork. But you never know what the future holds. I might get the urge one day. Somebody might say something that I don't like, and might got to get back in there. But right now, I don't think so.
I respect it. DNA, you are a legend, a battler, an actor, a podcaster, a musician, just so much more. You are a
Yeah, I ain't gonna
living
lie, Frank. When I
legend,
do the
brother.
intro to my album, I'm gonna let you introduction. I like that. I like
Hey,
hearing
you are
that,
the
man. Thank
GOAT.
you.
Don't ever forget that. It's a lot of hate out here, but it's a lot of love and respect
Nah, I
out here for
appreciate
you.
that, bro. Thank you,
Thank you
bro.
for your time. I'm honored. God bless you and your family, your beautiful family. God bless you in everything you do. Thank you for everything you've done for the culture, brother.
Nah, thank you, bro. Thank you for everything that you did for the culture. Thank you for bringing me on your platform, allowing me to, you know what I mean, do the back history, go through, you know what I mean, epic times and all that. I appreciate your contributions in the coaching. And shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Y'all sitting here listening to me. I know I'm a funny nigga and I got good stories, but for y'all even being in here this long, that shows the love that y'all got for the culture, the love that y'all got for me. So shout out to all of y'all too, man. Keep making battle rap great. Keep doing it. You know, I'm still around. You know what I mean? I'm still watching when I need to. I'm still popping up when I need to. But yeah, man, y'all keep it going, man. And shout out to Yunus too, man, because that's where it's at, bro. That's we got to do more of that too. We got to separate from being in the ring to giving them guys those props because that's what they're gonna need to push the culture forward. And he's definitely somebody that I feel like is the future. You know what I mean? So definitely much respect to him.
All right, we out of here. God bless, DNA.
I got you.